a game like that easier or tougher to flush out?
Well, anytime you play like we did, coach like we did, I mean, it's a very tough thing. And the biggest thing was the expectation of how we wanted to play and what we wanted to have happen in the game. The reality of it is, once you step in between the lines and the game starts, I mean, it's competition, it's winner take all, and again, we're bitterly disappointed. Obviously, there's some embarrassment behind it. Never really saw that coming. Again, Stanford, Arizona State, especially Arizona State, very similar in offense to what Washington showed us. I think they did a good job at executing their scheme, gave us a few new wrinkles, got us unnerved a little bit early, and we just didn't respond. And good thing is we've got another game, and we get a chance to compete one more time and correct what we need to correct, coach it up, give the players a chance to be successful, and the players themselves, they've taken it hard too, and that's huge. The mental state of this whole thing is going to be huge, and just reaching deep down inside and being competitors that we are, get it right. We got another chance to get it right.
Hey, did you see the emotion level, the fight level when you watched the film? Or did you not see that?
Well, the emotion part. I think what ended up happening to us as the game unfolded is that we were struggling as far as getting covered down and our execution. And again, things weren't working out the way we wanted to. The only disappointing part from the player standpoint and looking at them is that they let that get to them, and not so much as letting down, but that became the focus. Always trying to play catch up. Looking at this formation, looking at that formation, and there weren't that many things that because we run about every play the opponent has. I mean, there wasn't a lot that we hadn't seen. Again, just a few cover down things. We got those things squared away, but we couldn't get that momentum, and get enough, things done in our favor. I thought there was 2 series in a row where we got off the field, and then another 2 series where we held them to field goals, and it seemed like we were starting to gain some momentum and things of that nature, but things started snowballing again, and we just never got a hold of the game.
What do you guys have to do as coaches to kind of keep the team from, obviously 4 games in a row, you're in a 4-game losing streak. The game on Saturday was a really tough one. And then you have the Civil War in less than a week here,
Yeah. Well, the good news and bad news of it is the last thing that anybody's thinking about is, the number of L's and W's or what have you. This past game, really we took a hit. There's no 2 ways about it. There's no getting around that. Players, coaches alike. I mean, and when I say coaches alike, I mean that's devastating. But it's all part of it. When you compete on an athletic field. There are no guarantees. Just like any chemical reaction, there's going to be heat given off, and there was heat, and we got toasted. We got burned bad. And now it's just the mental state of things. You got to be able to handle it. We're all big boys. We're all grown-ups, coaches and players alike, and we got to pick ourselves up, lean on each other, and believe in each other, and put a plan together and make the corrections that we need to, and go out and compete and fight. And as we alluded to earlier, play physical, hard to the whistle, to the end of the 60 minutes is up, and may the better team win.
Bank, the way that the season has gone, is this Civil War bigger than a bowl game to you guys?
No, I mean it's big because it's a crosstown rival, and I think it's even bigger now. Again, in light of what just happened, I mean we want to get this thing right. We want to we want to have some consistency. That's the one thing we've struggled with all year is consistency. And if I knew, if I knew why, especially on defense. I'm not even talking about the team. I'm just talking about defense. Why the inconsistencies. You go back to the beginning of the season when we were trying to get ourselves righted after that Eastern Washington game. We played okay against Hawaii, against a team that wasn't as talented as we were. And then we come out and we play a good first half and not a good second half against Utah. And then we come out against San Diego State and don't play a good first half, play a good second half. And then we get on a roll. We get some momentum build up, we get some confidence build up, and we're executing well, we're making plays. The turnovers are happening and things of that nature. So, with this game coming up, it's awesome, because anytime you play your rival, it's just a great opportunity. There's so much into it. I mean, in the state of Oregon, either you're a duck, you're a beaver. In some cases, people are platypuses, and let's go. It's an awesome rivalry, and we're going down to. It's going to be a great environment, hostile environment. It's loud, fans are nasty, and we get a chance to go out and compete and get this thing righted again, and show that we can play this game of football and do it the right way.
And you have that opportunity against a pretty high-powered offense led by, can you just, from your perspective, what do you see from Marcus Mariota? How special a player is he for you?
Oh, I mean, in recruiting the state of Hawaii, I mean, I saw that in high school. I mean, he ran a very similar offense, probably a little bit more pass-oriented, and because of his athletic ability, his ability to run, they started running some of the read zones. So he came in with a full grasp of the system, and he's a big, tall athlete that can run. He's physical. God, we had him in a 3rd and 9 situation last year, and we got him backpedaling, and Scotty came off of a block, and Scotty makes every play there is, and kind of bounced off the kid, and later on in the game there was a 4th down situation that was critical. The same thing, he didn't ever cross the line of scrimmage, but he just kept the play alive with his feet. So he's just a good athlete. He gutted us on an empty situation early in the game, and you can't say enough about the kid. He's a special player, and really means a lot, obviously, to that offense.
What about the other big playmaker, D'Anthony Thomas, and then they have Josh Alfred? They're just
yeah, there's a host of them. The good thing, there's only one ball and only one guy that can have it. So once it goes from Mariota, it's going to go to another good athlete. And you're right. D'Anthony, everybody knows about his speed and quickness, and then Marshall, just a steady. I mean, he doesn't even get a lot of publicity. He's just been steady for them, grinding up the yards, and then of course Huff and Addison on the outside. They've come up with some circus catches, as well as those guys are asked to block too, and they do a great job. And again, we've got our hands full. There's no doubt about it. Just a lot of athletes on the field, and they spread the wealth.
With Marshall being in a boot, and Marcus' knee being banged up over the past couple weeks, and his maybe being limited or hesitant to run, how has that changed their offense? Obviously, it's struggled a little bit too the last few weeks.
Yeah, I think they just adapt it and, again, go to the next best option that they have. And it doesn't change anything we do necessarily, because, if Mariota needs to go take the edge, he's going to go take it. And you saw him come alive a little bit in the Arizona game, trying to make plays as they knew they were in trouble. Again, they've got good players. It's a good team, highly ranked, and they deserve the ranking. And we need to worry about ourselves. We need to get things corrected, right the ship, and play with a lot of heart, emotion, and ferocity.
Last one for me. How is Kyle Kemp doing, giving you guys a look as Mariota?
Well, he's not Marcus, but he's done an outstanding job for us all year. Taking charge of the offensive scout team, and he does his best, and he studies the film and tries to come up with the mannerisms of the opposite, the opposing quarterback and things of that nature. So like I said, he's doing as best he can.